My name is Strother, and this is my senior capstone. So what I have here is a Traxxas Slash 2x2, the brushless motor. And what I did was I put a temperature sensor on the motor. As you can see, right here is where it's at. That's the motor right there. And then I put a Hall sensor to read RPMs. And what a Hall sensor does is it detects magnet motion, or just like magnets in general. It sort of works like a magnet sensor. And so how you detect RPM is, I don't know if you can see it, it's pretty dark, but on the inside of this back rear wheel right here, there is a magnet just sitting on the inside of there. And then the magnet Hall sensor itself sits right next to that wheel, right there. And so when the wheel rotates, it can detect how many times it's going around, and then that inputs to RPM, which I could show you. Here's my code for the Hall sensor, and I'm going to plug it in really quick and just show you that the serial monitor is outputting RPM reads. So I'll show you that. So I'm in Arduino right now. As you can see, here's my code right here on the left side of the screen. And right here is the serial monitor, where it is just reading outputs every few seconds, and it says RPM, and it tells you how many hertz they're at. Now it's not actually on my car anymore because I don't have a battery snap for my Arduino, so I had to just put it in my computer. As you can see, it's down there. So there's no RPM actually being detected right now because there's no magnet moving around in a circle to detect like rotary motion. But that's just like the gist of my code and how the serial monitor reads out. So if that were plugged in and you had the car up on something where the wheels weren't touching the ground and you were spinning the wheels, it would be detecting the revolutions per minute. Now I'm going to show you my temperature sensor code and the serial monitor, which is pretty simple, just a basic temperature sensor. It just sits right on the motor just to detect, if it's getting hot, if it's going to overheat, which it shouldn't, and that stuff. So I will show you that. Alright, so my temperature sensor is plugged in, and as you can see here, there's my code again on the left side, pretty basic code. And then right here is the serial monitor, which is open, and it's reading pretty high temperature in Fahrenheit. It is on my computer. And that, like I said, just hooks up right to the motor, right in the back here. Try to get better lighting so you can see it. Right here is the motor, this blue thing. And it just slides right in there, and then it just sits and reads the temperature output. And yeah, like I said, I'll try to get a better view of that magnet I was talking about earlier, if the camera will focus. It's hard to see, you might be able to see it from the outside. It's just sitting right in one of those. It's a pretty small magnet, but it still gets detected. And yeah, I guess I'll just show you the board in general and how it's hooked up if the camera will focus in just a second. So I'm just going to show you my wiring right here real quick. It's kind of hard to see because it's pretty dark in this room. So here is my Arduino right here, and then here is just the breadboard where I have everything hooked up. These wires right here go to the Hall effect sensor right there, and there's just positive, the negative, and then the ground is right in the middle. I don't know if you can see there, I have a 10k ohm resistor right in the middle. And then temperature sensor, same thing, just hooked up. Just, positive, ground, middle, just right to the Arduino board. Pretty simple circuitry, nothing too complicated. And yeah, that's my capstone project.